Welcome back to the vlog, welcome back to the channel. This is Lance. I'm back with a new video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because that helps me out a lot, and we're going to drive that subscription to 2,000 with your help, of course. So we have another Tacoma in the shop. This one's blue. This one's really nice. This one has a really nice factory screen in it, non-Bose or non-JBL, and we're going to do Alpine's new iLX W670. So that's new. Not many people have it. That unit's really nice. So it's an AM/FM media radio. It's going to have everything on the back. It's going to have a couple things. It's going to come with a USB connection. It's going to come with hardware to mount that radio. If it comes in the box, it's going to come with an instruction manual to some degree. It also scanned. It comes with a GPS antenna, power harness, and a mic, and pre-outs, and with stereo controls. And that unit's going to allow you to do AM/FM CD, like I said before. It also, the parts we're going to add, we're going to use the dash kit. This dash kit is a Metra 95 8235C HG, which is their gray speckled one. We have the Metra 40LX11, which is the antenna adapter for that. We're also going to use the Pac-Audio SWI-CP2 stereo controls, which uses a computer or an app to use. We're going to have a simple wiring harness. We're also going to have a USB adapter that's going to take place to the factory one for its Toyota. And then we're also going to have what they call a bypass. And this bypass will just allow you to get into treble bass and all the other settings in the unit. And that's an access piece, which is also Metra. And this one's a Metra piece as well. So with this one, we're always going to do the simple stuff that we always do. We're going to pull that radio out, remove that radio. We're also going to remove the USB here to put the new USB in there so we can get a charger. We're also going to see what kind of video image we get from here to here, because the factory screen has a backup camera, and the customer wants to retain that as well as maybe connected there. But I told him if it doesn't look good, then we're not going to continue down that road. So let's get at it. Let's get it taken apart and do the simple stuff. All right. So for some of us, we've been doing Alpine and Kenwood and JVC and Clarion and all the radios for a long time. And from a previous video, I did an Toyota radio, which is new to the market. But what I found on Alpine's new 670 radio is that, and I'm not even done with the wiring, I'm just doing a preliminary check and make sure it works. They no longer offer a 3.5 plug on the chassis. So on the chassis, you got the mic, satellite radio, and you got the plug for the CarPlay, steering wheel controls and all that stuff. Now, normally on that harness, it's gonna have, like, it has a backup camera input, which is cool, and auxiliary, which looks extremely like a Alpine steering wheel control plug, but it's not. And then they're gonna offer a lighting link wire, so you can hook up whatever their feature is for light linking. And then it's gonna come with 3 steering wheel wires. So it's gonna have SW1, SW2, and SWG. So from just trial and error, the SW3 is for ground, and the SW1 is like the blue yellow that you'll find on like I wouldn't say that. I say the SW1 is more or less for plugging programs. So you can either do this unit with a module according to what they say, or without. And now they're just giving you 3 wires to wire up a steering wheel control. So what I deducted is that on the pack harness, the 3.5 is not used anymore, and we're going to use the black wire, which is ground, and blue yellow. Now, when you wire it up for Alpine, what I did was I used a universal type scenario, like 8 Totos, which is a universal switch connector, and I used their diagram. And then what I did was I was able to take the radio and program the buttons the way I wanted them to work. So I'll show you how that physically works, but you're allowed to now program the buttons to do what you want without a steering wheel control. Now, I probably could have wired it up to the harness on there, but it probably would took me a little bit longer to figure out for this customer without the module. But in this case, I wired up a Pac-CP2 and then used the module, and then I told it wasn't a controller module. And now I'm going to go forward with wiring for the rest. So I'll show you how the programming works after it's all said and done. So once you use the phone app to set it all up, you get all the instructions on how to set it up, I should say. You can go step by step on the connections, and then once that's all done and the wiring is done to the harnesses, and I didn't cut any wiring in this customer's car because I didn't tell him I was going to do that. So I soldered every wire and I taped them, and then I'm gonna zip tie them when I'm all done. And when I'm done, you'll see the whole thing, because I still got a lot more wiring to go. I still got wiring up here for the reverse camera and output, I should say, to here, which I've already done. I've wired up my own reverse camera input. Now we just got to do all the rest. So I'm gonna clean all this up, show you what that looks like, and then wire it up, make sure the camera works, and then I'll show you how to program the steering wheel controls. So stay tuned. We got the camera wired up to here to this camera input up here, and so my trigger signal is red and the ground is white. So when I ran my own wires, I spun wire, and I used the white with the black to tag on the rear, and then my black ground wire taps onto the white, and then I can put it all back together. And then I put, like I said, a soldered in on here for the RCA for the video. So I put my own in on, I soldered it on. Here's all the wiring. This is for the clock and the emergency switch. We got the mic wire ran, we got the GPS antenna ran. So everything's all nice and loomed and tight. So we have the aux plugged into the aux in here. Then we're going to use this USB to plug into the back of the chassis radio, and we should be good to go. I just got to now put it in the kit and see how it looks. So step by step is getting there. This was not an easy one. Once I clean up the wiring from the top and put it back on and put the mirror back on, we'll see how that looks, but it should look really good. So and then, like I said, I'll show you the steering wheel control thing I figured out. All right, stay tuned. So we have the unit installed finally. We got all the features hooked up. We got the mic put in. We got everything put back together up there. So let's show you how I did it with the steering wheel controls. So you go to settings, you go to systems, and you scroll down till you get to steering wheel. So you go steering wheel without adapter, and then go back here again. Whoops. So as you can see, I programmed it, but what you do is you press the button down, hold it down for a few seconds, and then you find the button on the steering wheel you want to hold down, and you hold it down for a few seconds. Well, let me try that again. So you hold this down, it goes beep, then it tells you press and hold the sign steering wheel button. Once you press and hold, it'll establish it. So you can make it do any of these commands. So I'm gonna do every button here. So we're gonna hold this down right quick, volume down, volume down. We're gonna do track forward here. Then we're gonna press down and hold down the steering wheel button on here. You'll hear that beep. Track back, hold down, that'll go beep. Move here, hold down, beep, sign, and hang up. And you're done. So now you can go back to whatever you're playing. So if we were doing radio, we turned the volume all the way down already. Oh, we got the radio station down. If you want to change tracks, you can change it. Then if you want to hold mode button, change the sources. And we have our USB here and the aux down here as well. So whatever's going on, we got that there. We got a radio station, and it's pretty much the same as it was in the past. So you got volume up, volume down, mute. Then you got your home button, which gives you everything set up. So if you're in CarPlay or whatever it is. So we'll put this thing in reverse. Got that image there, and it's got the same image on the up here. A little darker, but you know, sometimes you get that. He can also put, since the lines are built onto the mirror, they're not dynamic, it'll stay that way. So we can actually put lines on here if we wanted to by going into the setup. Go to camera, rear camera, and we could put in parking lines. If we want to, we can adjust them and do all that good stuff if we need to. So you get the general idea. So it's going to be very simple. AM, FM. You got AM, FM here. You got FM 1, 2, 3. You got 6 presets on each one. You got 6 for AM as well. Then you go back to your track and you get automatic presets. That's pretty much standard stuff. You got your Bluetooth audio for streaming music. You get your phone. So if your phone's hooked up in Bluetooth, it'll trigger that. And then you got your drop down menu. Now you get your EQ, your bass boost, your sound setup, so you can change crossovers and do all kind of cool stuff. And you can actually do let's see, high pass on front, and that's pretty cool because you go down to 32, so you won't break your speakers since it has 3 pre-outs. And you have sub-level crossover. You have all the good stuff, so front and rear. Then you got your preset EQs, which you can have all the rock, pop, and jazz. Then you got treble and bass, which allows you to do treble, mid bass, and bass, which is good, which is pretty cool. Balance, front to rear, typical stuff. Let's go back to sound one more time. We can go down. What else we got? We got speaker level. We can actually lower and raise levels. Shoot, we could even, if you were really good, you could probably do time alignment if you really figured it out. Then you got, oh, it has time correction on too, so you can actually do time correction. So then you go down to, you gotta remember not to hit the wrong button. You have subwoofer, you can turn that off. So we can actually turn that subwoofer off because we don't even using a subwoofer. And then we got your volume setup, which allow you to change your volume levels of each source independently. So you got ringtones, talking, you can change that up independently, which is pretty cool. And then you got, let's see what else. Bluetooth, that's for streaming. You got rear camera. We already went back to that. And then you got lighting link. That's one thing I got to figure out. That's should be cool from Alpine. And then we have, let's see here. Let's go back here. Let's turn that off. Let's go back to there's settings here. Sorry. We go back down. And I think that's pretty much it. And this thing's pretty much simple as before. So as you can see, it's a wrapped. We got to get the customer here. We'll do some time alignment correction for him. We also do some other stuff on the back side. And this car is a wrap. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. For more content. Just keep on moving forward as it comes down to car audio, because everything is good when you do car audio correctly. All right, peace.